Hey, I'm Mark Wahlberg, and this is the Wired Autocomplete interview.
Do you remember the last thing you Googled?
No, but I remember the last thing my son Googled of me. Yeah, he was asking me how much money I had. I said, don't pay attention to that. That's inaccurate. Okay. No. Although I am named an honorary Philadelphian for playing Vince Papale in the movie. I made 5 movies in Philadelphia, and especially as a Boston native and a Boston sports fan, we have a major rivalry with Philadelphia. So to be named an honorary Philadelphian is a big deal. Okay, that's a lot of love. They threw snowballs at Santa Claus. So yeah, so you'd be like, hey, you're from Boston. Like, what part? They're like, oh, Nashville, New Hampshire. Yeah, no. I'm from the hood. Mark Wahlberg making a new movie. I'm about to make a new movie, and I just finished a movie. I don't know if you noticed, but I keep pretty busy in this day and age. That would be a yes. I am definitely a diehard Celtics fan, especially now with Coach Joe Mazzulla. He and I share a special bond in our faith and our love for our family and putting our faith in our family first. So shout out to the coach. I hope you enjoyed Rome. And I hope you enjoyed that restaurant I sent you to, La Pergola. Is Mark Wahlberg Italian? Yeah, he's fucking guy over here. He's fucking Italian. Of course I'm fucking Italian. Get the car. Fucking, hey, stupid. Get the fucking car. No, I'm not Italian. I am Swedish, French-Canadian, Irish, and whatever other little mixture my parents had along the way. Yeah. Fuck out of here. You fucking guy staring at me over here. Okay, we good? Okay, why does Mark Wahlberg work out at 4 a.m.? Well, I don't always work out at 4 a.m., but on most days I do. There's been this whole thing about my schedule, and it's gotten way out of hand. I don't take hour and a half showers, but I get up. If I get up at 3 a.m., there's a good chance that I went to bed at 7 p.m. So I always get 8 hours sleep. I truly believe that recovery, good rest is just as important as working out, if not more, as is nutrition. But yes, I got up this morning at 3. I cold plunged at 3:45. I was in the gym at 4. I was out of the gym by 5. I was on the golf course at 6:45. I played 18 holes in 2 hours. And then I got stuck in this beautiful studio that I'm reminiscing about. We shot Boogie Nights here. That's a true story too. Yeah. Okay, why did Mark Wahlberg Municipal? Oh, I missed one. Sorry. Why did Mark Wahlberg name his clothing line Municipal? Because as you know, municipalities are something that are accessible to the public and for everybody. We are encouraging and inspiring people and challenging people to be the best versions of themselves. So whatever level you think you can attain, there's more. Everybody starts somewhere. You can start at a municipal basketball court, you can start a municipal golf course, you can become a member at Augusta, you can win the Masters. There isn't anything you can't do if you're willing to do the work. So there is no better name. And this name is going to be around for a long time, you'll see. Why does Mark Wahlberg look like Matt Damon? I don't know. Why does Matt Damon look like Mark Wahlberg? I think, you know what, I take it as a compliment. I tell you what, if people say, hey, I loved you in fucking Born Identity, I say thank you and I keep walking. I am not about to try to correct somebody. I don't have enough time in the day to tell people the difference between myself and Matt. And he gets that a lot, and we got a lot of laughs about that when we were doing The Departed. Yeah, all good. Fuck out of here, man. Okay. When does Mark Wahlberg go to bed? You know what? I tell you, today, it's probably gonna be about 6:15. I turn the television on, and I choose not what I'm going to watch, but what is gonna watch me sleep. And it takes about 5 minutes, and I'm done. Because I have a very full day every day. I get after it from the second I wake up, and by the time I lay my head down, whew, ready for some snoring. Wow. Does Mark Wahlberg eat breakfast? Of course. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. I don't eat breakfast the way I used to eat breakfast. By the time I used to get up, I'd be up maybe 15 minutes and I had to eat something. I always felt like I needed to be eating all the time. Led to a lot of gut issues for me, digestion issues, stuff like that. So I woke up this morning at 3 and I didn't have breakfast until after golf. I probably ate about 10:45, 11 a.m. But biggest meal of the day is breakfast. small lunch, and a small dinner. That's usually it for me, and I try to do that in a 6-hour window. Maybe on my 2 toughest workout days, Mondays and Thursdays, my leg days, I'll do 4 meals, 1 little small meal in between in the afternoon, nice little snack. Triple espresso in the morning, and then that's it. But if I'm gonna do a fast, 4-day, 5-day fast, I can drink as much espresso as I want, and then water. That's it. But I like to fast every once in a while. Can Mark Wahlberg dance ballet? I did dance ballet in The Other Guys. That was me giving it my best shot, but I would not say that I'm like a qualified ballet dancer, that's for sure. Is Mark Wahlberg the youngest? Yes, I'm the youngest of 9 children.
Can you name all of your siblings?
No, I forgot most of their names already. That's like such a hard question. That's like asking me their birthday. No, of course. My sister Debbie, rest in peace. My sister Michelle, rest in peace. My brother Arthur, my brother Paul, my brother Jim, my sister Tracy, my brother Bob, and my brother Donnie. Yep. And my mom actually had 2 miscarriages very late in pregnancy, so I would have had an older brother, and I would have actually had a younger brother. Yeah, she never stopped trying to have more. How old is Mark Wahlberg in Boogie Nights? When I shot Boogie Nights, I was 25. I was 25, so yeah. 29 years ago in this studio, popping fireworks. Paul was 25 as well. 25. Imagine that. It's crazy, right? Long time. Goes by fast. I was just thinking of Bill Paxton and Phillips Seymour Hoffman. They worked together on Twister before we shot Boogie Nights, and Bill was working across the street. He and I had just done a movie, and I was over here doing Boogie Nights and wanted to try to get them to reconnect. How much does Mark Wahlberg eat a day? Well, I said that already. 3 meals, 4 meals every once in a while. How Mark Wahlberg gets started. How Mark Wahlberg gets started? Mark Wahlberg come from very humble beginnings. Mark Wahlberg doesn't mind working, okay? Grinding, working, dream, the plan, the hustle. Is that a good answer? Where's Mark Wahlberg's burger restaurant? We have many locations all over the country and all over the world. We're international. We're in Australia, we're in New Zealand, we're in Canada. We're here in LA on Hollywood Boulevard, and we have many, many new locations coming very soon. Never wanted to be in the burger business, but my brother is a very accomplished chef. You know, he was always working for other people. He wanted to open his own business. He opened the first restaurant, which is Alma Nove, which was a tribute to my mother. Alma's 9 for the 9 children, and she was the hostess there. And then he wanted to start a burger chain, which I thought was a ridiculous idea. But then, of course, the entrepreneur in me was like, you know what, I can actually build this. So I take care of the business. He kind of comes up with the customer experience. Donnie does the marketing. And it really did bring us together. And I think the best thing about the show, which created a lot of awareness and excitement around the brand, really gave my mom the recognition that I think she really desired, but certainly deserved, for raising 9 kids in a very difficult situation under very difficult circumstances. So to kind of get her to reconnect, she became a celebrity herself. She was kind of like the star of the show. It really meant a lot to her. I mean, obviously she was thrilled to see us become successful, but you know, she had worked really hard. She had dreams of her own, and so it meant a lot to her when people recognized her and said what a wonderful job she did with the kids, because, you know, it was not always the case. Where's Mark Wahlberg's Hollywood star? It's on Hollywood Boulevard, across from, what's that theater? What's the hotel? The nice hotel.
The Roosevelt.
The Roosevelt. It's near the Roosevelt Hotel, across the street, on the other side. Same side as Man's Chinese, so that would be north side of the street? I don't have my compass, I'm sorry. Where did Mark Wahlberg meet his wife? I actually met my wife through a mutual friend in New York. We had kind of crossed paths in LA, but we met in New York through a mutual friend.
How long have you been married?
Trying to get me in a lot of trouble. 15 years. Okay, can Mark Wahlberg fly a helicopter? No. Fuck no. I could fly a remote control helicopter. Does Mark Wahlberg own a Chevy dealership? I own multiple Chevy dealerships. You want a deal? A little Suburban, Silverado. My favorite Chevy? Camaro. Corvette, Camaro. Impala. I actually just had an Oldsmobile 442, 1971. It was pretty sweet. Can Mark Wahlberg speak French? I can say bad words in lots of languages. Yes, I've spoken French in multiple movies. I've spoken now Mandarin, Cantonese, Arabic, Spanish, Hebrew. Yes, I spoke quite a bit of French. Actually, in the last movie in the last Family Plan, I speak even more French than I did in the first one. And I know all the curse words. Fuck, it's about time, putain! Okay. What breed is Mark Wahlberg's dog? Well, I have more dogs than you're allowed in the state of Nevada. We have 5 dogs, but technically we have 6 dogs in the house. And really we have 7 dogs because now my daughter has a dog named Dixon, a golden retriever. He lives with her, but hopefully after school she'll come home and he'll be with us. My son Michael has a dog that lives upstairs in our house named Pickle. He's a wiener dog, you know, the long little, what are they called? Dachshunds, yeah, so cute, named Pickle. Oh, she's a sweetheart. And then we have 2 Pomskis, Jojo and Penny. And then we have a Pomeranian teacup named Champ, who's battling alopecia. So if anybody has a cure, if not, offer up some prayers. He doesn't notice, he doesn't mind, but he was like, he was like Ted. And then we have 2 Boston Terriers, Lola and Nugget. Yeah, we got a house full of dogs and usually a living room full of poop that we have to clean up in the morning. Jojo doesn't like Nugget. Jojo was the Pomsky. He's got that wolf mentality. Oh shit, I missed one, sorry. We'll cover that up. Can't see that. What is Mark Wahlberg's accent? You know, I tried to lose my Boston accent when I got into the movies. I realized not everybody spoke like me, and for a lot of people it was like nails on the chalkboard. And so I was like, you know what? Gonna lose my accent, never gonna play a Boston character, ever. And I realized some of the most memorable films are me playing Boston guys, whether it be The Fighter or The Departed or Ted, Patriots Day. I mean, there's a lot of movies that I've done, Spencer Confidential. You know what's funny is, Perfect Storm, when other actors do a Boston accent, this is a nice little tidbit I'll share with you. We were doing The Departed, and Matt Damon and I are obviously both from Boston, and most of our other actors weren't from Boston. And there were some actors, not all, but some were like, I think they're gonna think that we're doing 2 heavy fake Boston accents. Right? A lot of people, you know, some people, they listen to JFK, you know, some people, you know, they all have their Paktika and that's it, but it's a little more nuanced than that. But definitely try to shake the accent for a long time. If I have too much time at home or a little too much of something, then maybe it comes out a little bit thicker. But my kids love to make fun of my accent. Not the wicked good. That's terrible. That's terrible. I fucking hate that.
I've never been able to get rid of it.
Really? Like when somebody says, hey, I'm a masshole, I'm a fellow masshole. I'm like, why would you call yourself that? We grew up in Dorchester, right? So people, they call us dot rats, right? It's not a compliment. And people who aren't from there or think, you know, it's cool to be from there, like, they call you dot rat. We get offended by those things. Okay, what music does Mark Wahlberg listen to? Right now, I'm crazy into yacht rock. Like yacht rock, I have a boat, and we have the adult boat, and the kids go out on the ski boat and wakeboard and tube. I go in that fucking, I want to hear some Todd Rundgren, I want to hear some Michael McDonald, I want to hear Journey, I want to hear some fucking hit fucking records that take you back, a little bit of nostalgia. I don't really listen to music when I'm in the gym. I kind of have ESPN on, I'm watching sports highlights from the night before that I missed because I was asleep so early. Never know who won the game, never usually make it past halftime. And that's like, it's a West Coast game. I like obviously hip hop music, I like reggae, I like rock and roll, I like R&B. My kids are now into, like, not all of my kids, but 2 of my children specifically are into country, which is like so random, but it's cool. But yeah, I'm mostly listening right now, yacht rock, classic rock. All right, well, thank you guys for all the wonderful questions. Hopefully I answered as thoroughly as you'd hoped. And, make sure if you get a chance, please check out Play Dirty on Amazon Prime, streaming now.